If you've been diagnosed with lumbar spinal stenosis, you know how aggravating it can be and how can it impact how far and how long you can walk. My name is Dr. Robin Armstrong. I'm a chiropractor at Willowbrook Chiropractic in Langley, and we have a number of patients who've been diagnosed with lumbar spinal stenosis. Now, stenosis just means a narrowing, so that can either be of the spinal canal, which runs in the middle of your spine where the spinal cord itself runs, or the intervertebral foramen, the openings where the nerves exit and go out to the muscles of your lower body. Now, if you suffer from lumbar spinal stenosis, you might have some low back pain, some leg pain, leg fatigue, maybe some numbness and tingling. And like I said, it can really impact your ability to walk and move. Now, we can't change the bony aspect of lumbar spinal stenosis, but we can affect your posture and how that impacts the space for the nerves. So namely, we want to try and avoid overarching or lots of extension in the low back where the nerves can get pinched, and instead open up that space with a bit more lumbar flexion so that we can work on the low back directly, but also we want to think about the upper back, because if we're already rounded through the upper back, then sometimes we compensate by arching to get upright. So we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to show you 5 different exercises you can use to help decrease your symptoms of lumbar stenosis. The first one I want to show you is a seated cat-cow. So you can just sit on the edge of your chair, place your hands on your knees, and then we're going to alternate arching, looking up, opening the chest, turning the gaze up slightly, and then rounding, drawing the belly button in, rounding the spine, and letting the hips tuck under. So you're going to go back and forth here, arch, squeeze the shoulder blades, and round, tuck the tail under. Repeat that 5 to 10 times. Another way you want to practice that tilt and tuck is in standing. So like I said, we don't want to get too arched, but we're going to go back and forth to try and find that optimal position. So we're going to tuck the tail under and then tilt forward. Tuck down and under and then tilt forward. Repeat this 5 to 10 times. And this is a good one you can use when you're out for a walk and you're finding your symptoms are starting to act up. Try tucking the tail under a few times, going back to neutral, and tucking under. That's going to create space for the nerves. The other one we can try is a lunge. So we're going to stand one foot in front, the other foot behind. Add that pelvic tuck so tailbone goes down so you can feel an opening through the front of the thigh. Here we're going to get tall through the spine and just hold. If you want, you can raise the same side arm overhead. So the leg that's back, we raise that arm overhead. Hold for at least 30 seconds and do it on both sides. Tuck, arm up as an option. Another tool you can use is called nerve flossing. So there's a big nerve on the back of the leg, the sciatic nerve that you've probably heard of, and it is a number of nerves that join together to form this big nerve. And we want to make sure that it's gliding through the opening. So we want to floss it to get it moving properly. So you're going to start seated. You're going to tuck your toe under and turn your gaze upwards so our neck is a bit extended. Then we're going to look down, tucking the chin. We're going to bring the toes and the leg out in front of us so the toes point up towards the ceiling. And then we'll go back, reversing that. Toes tucked behind us, looking up. Straighten the leg. Toes come forward and up towards the sky. We're encouraging that nerve to glide through the openings of the spine. The last exercise I want you to do is for your upper back. And so we're going to start with our elbows by our sides, thumbs pointing out to the sides. We're going to roll the shoulders onto the back, and then you're just going to rotate the arms out as you squeeze your shoulder blades. So you can do it just like this, like I'm doing. Or if you happen to have a TheraBand at home, you can add a bit of resistance. Same thing, we're going to go thumbs out to the sides, and we're going to open up with a bit of resistance and slowly come back to center. Repeating this 5 to 10 times. So this is going to help reset your posture in that upper back so you don't get that pinching and constriction in the low back. Now we can also help you in our office with your posture and anything that's going to impact negatively the symptoms of your lumbar spinal stenosis. You can book online at willowbrookchiropractic.com, and we post regular content on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram under Willowbrook Chiropractic. If you have any questions about what I've talked about here today, please feel free to ask myself, Dr. Robin Armstrong, or Dr. Jody Freedman. We're always happy to help.